you know, there's that, but in general, the core of the team is going to feel pretty familiar confidence with it, so that's always nice. And you know, for G2, haven't got really as much played on this map in the last 3 months. A couple maps played, so it's definitely a nice place for the underdog story to begin.
We commentated some Nemiga matches pre-Robo. Obviously, he's been there 5 days, and found them very enjoyable. I think Khan's a great player to watch. I'm an enjoyer of his POV. And this is a good challenge. This is a good measure of Nemiga versus a team with the weight of G2, who will be the aggressors at the beginning, moving through with the pistol. Robo and his team have got a setup in mid, but it doesn't look like they're going to find what they're looking for in that position. Over towards A we go. Molly will make the rotation a little bit more challenging. There is a smoke ahead of it as well, so they'll have to wait to respond, will Nemiga. They have flanks on the way though. Those Julies may be really important as Heavy God looks to see who's coming in from the back.
Okay, so Dooley's leading the charge here for the retake there. Nemiga trying to get their way forward, but there's so many players to deal with. Hello, okay, sowalio with the jumping Dooley headshot onto Hunter. And now 3 players left here for... Okay, well, there's only 1 left before I can even finish the sentence. Nuts goes down as well. And that retake went way too well, I feel like. That play out from the main position was really successful. And there you go, Nemiga picking up the first round on the CT side, which feels pretty good, James, because I really feel like on the CT side, if you don't start with a good economy on this map, it just feels so bad.
Yeah, we've got some happy emoji faces following the conclusion of that round, and that will be a very promising start. So I don't know if, you know, when you've got such a rank disparity such as this, I don't know if you have a little, you know, feeling like a storm is coming or something. Maybe in certain situations you do, big names on the server. But that is a confidence-building way to start for Nemiga. The rifles will be out early. Everybody with an M4 of some description, save for Cypher with the FAMAS. Pretty good start. Speaking of rifles, though, G2 have brought plenty to this round. Light on utility, big on firepower. 2 flashes for Wrinkle, who moves into position.
G2 going back to A. They feel like they have unfinished business after losing the previous round there, perhaps. And I mean, there's not too much of a defense here, you know, with the set piece nades that we saw in the previous round. Well, actually, maybe they just contact in. They're just going to contact in. That's a great pop flash there. Stunning work. That gets the GT players very deep onto the site, and Nerds is good for the double entry. And you can't help but like the chances here in this round for G2 pretty enormously now off the back of those 2 entries.
Yeah, do you really pursue this? It's a very difficult thing to do. Cypher's showing some presence, but you don't see much in the name of rotation. Heavy God will put him out of his misery. That was very risky and was punished, so it seems that there'll just be 2. But the timing of that flash was fantastic. It was kind of like a hybrid contact play, where they got far enough without the engagement. Pop flash comes in and they just overwhelm what little defense there was. So despite the happiness of that pistol round, the problems will begin very quickly for Nemiga. No time to respond. Up close and in your face, 5 stand at the end of the round for G2.
Yeah, I love that from G2. I also really liked their pistol. That despite them losing the pistol, I do think if you have these set pieces where it guarantees you to bomb down on the pistol, as a T side, you're always able to have a very strong force buy if you end up losing the hold, which is exactly what happened. And now they've converted against Nemiga. As you noted, did get a couple guns saved though, and they're going to buy around it. But I feel like, again, Anubis can be a challenging map here for a buy like this for the CT side. Big change of movement from G2, opening up into the water. Looking at Con E-Box. Let's see if there's anything to be done there for Nemiga in the close ranges.
Some util to thwart the timing of the aggressors. A few more smokes where those came from. We'll see how ruinous they can be. No, it's going to have a look. Not much of a response. A little fishing with a 5-7. They know danger lurks. That's a great start from Khan. That wasn't quite the 5-7. Sowalio moving through now. That's a really important frag for Matisse. Not necessarily looking to follow up on that one. Bomb moving away, but you can see there's more rotation from the CTs towards that A bomb site. So that frag could be pivotal in making life easier towards B. They do start to rotate back though, but Sypho's only got the pistol. No more smokes for him. Robo's on the way, and Khan's got one on the flank, and this is collapsing for G2. Quicker than they can get to action. Well, there was a lot collected by Nemiga there, and I think that is a really good response.
Yeah, G2 sort of getting slowed down by some of the smokes there in the water, and then just sort of lost the initiative, which is pretty surprising. Again, I know Nemiga not really with the best tools for the job, but they still managed to scrap their way into a round win.
Little bait and switch with the 5-7 and the M4. Works quite well. So the forces will continue. I do like a scrappy game like this, when the teams just continue to force back to each other until somebody wins that consecutive round. AKs and Galils this time for G2. As Robo has a look. Wasn't expecting him to fight to the death there. Doing a little fishing, but trying to dictate where the fights take place. Don't want G2 getting an early frag. Heading towards that 1 minute mark now. It seems that Nemiga may look to re-aggress on their terms. But there are a lot of players here for G2 as well, and they may be in for a nasty surprise.
They're looking for a play, but Robo somehow getting his way to a surprise kill onto Wrinkle, opening things up against the torrent of players that were here for G2. Heavy God maybe fairly unknown here. I wonder if they realize about his position, but it may not even really matter. They may not extend further beyond this spot anyway. And I mean, they've got a 5 versus 2 advantage, 30 seconds to go. Now it's coming in, maybe finding, oh no, just slipping away on that one. Looks like Heavy God will be known, but I don't think there's really time here to do anything.
Yeah, Heavy God's got to go back and pick up the bomb if he wants to make a play. So is it about hiding in plain sight or having a late dash into a bomb site? Because they know that the CTs haven't seen the bomb anytime recently. So there's a chance they're not all on the same bomb sites. And they're getting so much from this. Even if they don't get that bomb planted, Nerds dies after time. But they got 3 frags on the CTs, which does count for something.
Yeah, it definitely does. Just keep that economy a little bit more honest, but yeah, awkward round. I mean, Nemiga is just sort of contacting their way through. I mean, Robo getting into this position there for that 2K really was, I think, so shocking for G2. Somehow not ready at all for that, not expecting the CTs to get aggressive there. And Nemiga, you know, actually creating slowly but surely a more comfortable position for themselves on this CT side. And now the AWP comes out for Khan as well. And so that's going to be a different complexion to the round now. Could be quite dangerous. Khan is pretty nasty with it. Just a bunch of Glocks. This looks cozy if you are Nemiga. Very cozy indeed.
I couldn't play with that keyring thing going like backwards and hanging from the top of the gun. That would drive me crazy.
It looks kind of cool.
Yeah, the charms on the end of the, I don't know. I feel like there are certain type of people who just can't handle that, and I'm one of those people. Cypher's got more drilling to do if they are to defend this bomb site, and he will do exactly that. They'll be perfectly happy with a little loss there, and they deny the bomb plant as well.
So I think for G2, you know, you look at what's happened for them so far. They sort of took control of the game early with the A hits. You know, they did lose the initial pistol, but they did get the plant off of it, and then they followed it up with another A hit in the second round, and they managed to convert that round. And so the A hits, I think, start to become somewhat of the basis of GT's early kind of, I suppose, conditioning, but also success on the T side. And then things started to get a little hairy once we saw them try to go for more pressure towards water. They tried to look for opportunities, and the initiative got taken away from them. And so I wonder what G2 will kind of go back to here. Now we see them on a buy. Will they try to open up with that A pressure? Again, will they rectify the pressure on E-bots?
Counter-terrorists win.
MP7 for Nerds. Times are hard out here. Anubis to pick off Nemiga. Broken a deadlock off the back and forth. A small lead early here on Anubis.
Khan's kind of dangerous. Forward position with the AWP on the B long, or B main position. So it's a little bit worrying. But he doesn't really see much action here because G2 are kind of passive in the early moments of the round. And so now Khan is rotating his AWP off of the B site.
Yeah, a lot of turtling from G2 at the beginning. Waiting out the initial ordnance. Now clearing that mid position. You can see the bombs heading towards a potential split of the A bomb sites, where Khan has now appeared. But they still have Heavy God lurking. He's got a smoke. Now, if he's lining up to deploy that towards the B bomb site, I did wonder, but the bomb's been spotted, I think, towards A, which is all the information they need for the time being. 30 seconds, and you wonder if to have to go for a hard rotate, which could be heard. Hunter's in position to stop some rotation, but he is making footsteps as the situation becomes a lot more urgent for them. Robo with two, dropping Mattis and Hunter in that mid position. Bomb still in the hands of G2, but things are looking real nervous for them now as Chiron shows a little leg, drops Heavy God, and leaves Nertz as the last man standing. 1 versus 4. Robo holding down the position here as well. Really solid round from him.
Yeah, 4K. I'm telling you, man, the Spirit Academy players, I am telling you. This is a pretty amazing performance from Robo, and I mean, you could see just them being active in all the right ways on the map. I think understanding sort of the preference that G2 have towards the A side of the map as well, because they have shown, you know, those set pieces so far, and you know, Khan wasn't even needed, and he was never spotted on his B open with the AWP as well. But into the next round we go, and it's going to be a fast one here with the pistols.
Oh!
Oh!
My words! Third bite, and down he goes. As chaotic as that was, there is a 4v2 for Nemiga, so they'll be content. I think the one loss is okay. Wrinkle trying to find a little more, and it will just be a little more. But that round prior, the timing of spotting the bomb, it looked like Heavy God was trying to pull a third man over towards the other side of the map, but the timing of dropping a player and seeing the bomb was just really not in G2's favor. Oh man, buy two, get one more for free. Really nice stuff there. But again, I think Nemiga will be happy with the result of that. 1 or 2 men, it's okay. Could be a lot worse. G2 looking for something better now as the deficit continues to grow. Very urgent plays towards the A bomb site. Through the flames they go. Sowalio's dropped. Not many people have position in this round for Nemiga. It's just Robo alone on A.
Yeah, this is really nice timing from G2, just killing that molly with the pace. Chiron taking control of the lurk there in mid, but the site's being lost. Nice HE coming in from Chiron, takes down Mattis, and now with the trades coming on through, Khan is trying to get into position, but he's just too late. And now Cypher with everything to do here against 3 players, smoked off. Doesn't really look all that good. Perhaps G2 have finally kind of cracked it just by running through the fire and using that timing to their advantage. Sypho, it looks like he wants to give it a go.
Oh, the timing. Hunter looking away at the wrong time. Not sure if he just wants to try and make it a bit more expensive for these Ts, or if he's fully committing to this, forces Nuts out into the open, but don't think the utility is going to give him what he wants. Though will he cost them more lives towards the end. Wrinkle's only got 24 HP, so how much more will they lose here? Seems that they will survive. Brute force attack from G2, keeping things simple. Nemiga clubbed to death on A.
Bro is in the kitchen, he's ready to cook. It's not encouraging though, I gotta say, James, the way that G2 won this round, because they did have to hit a rush timing by running through the incendiary. So that, you know, that's awesome. Don't get me wrong, great that they picked up the round, but you know, you always ask the question, how consistently can they, you know, create that edge for themselves to close? I did feel bad for Khan though. I feel like he's had very little action with the AWP since he's had it.
Well, he might be in for a long series, so there's more opportunity ahead, that's for sure. G2 taking a moment to think about what they've learned in these rounds. Nemiga proving tricky on their pick of Anubis. 8 frags for Robo. He's had some really big rounds recently. Chiron currently leading with 10. Sowalio hasn't had much to do just yet. Maybe that will change. Khan looking at the stairs, trying to get more involved as well. And will Robo be led into a false sense of security? It might be the first round where G2 were waiting around that mid position. Hunter's got to be really careful about trying to trade frag. He knows it could be a trap. There will be some utility. And there will be revenge on Robo at least. Khan unable to deliver. Flash is used well. Sowalio creeping now, still having a rough game. That's going to open up the A bomb site potentially. Really spreading Nemiga thin now with the 3 that remain.
You can see now there's a pause from G2. They're looking for a potential response. And there we go. Khan finds a slither. Wrinkle goes down. And with that, 3 versus 3. With just under a minute to go. The bomb on the A side at the moment, but making its way towards B through the water. Khan again. That is beautiful. And suddenly, G2 might be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, his first frag was the bomb carrier. I think he used that opportunity while they tried to rescue it to find a vacuum elsewhere, and he continues to be a nuisance now. Bomb lost once more. Heavy God coming through with a nice pre-fire onto Khan. 29 seconds. There is time for him to do this. This is nervous territory for Nemiga. Peeking with the flash. But now they could potentially double peek, double molly. And he's got a long way ahead of him. Still with most of his HP. Double HEs as well. Very synchronized here from Nemiga. 13 seconds though, and this will end by elimination. But which way? Chiron able to strafe and get a trade frag. Dangerous for all concerned.
Damn. Man, you got to hand it to Khan though. Really rescuing that round for the team with the AWP. And I was talking about how he wasn't in so many positions to really get something going into the round. But here he found so much opportunity in all of the gaps in the mid rounds after the initial exchange of frags. And that's a beautiful, beautiful catch. I was kind of scared for the 2 players there from Nemiga, but 7-2 on the CT side now. They're holding strong.
Well-timed grenades. Bit of distraction being run by Khan. Robo's only good for the 1. The HEs are pretty good to soften them up though. Sowalio blind, having a nightmare now. Just couldn't see in time. An opportunity knocks for G2. Awkward flank for Sypho. Does he commit to it? 4 players remaining. Risks have to be taken when there's only 2 of you for Nemiga. Chiron coming through from T territory, if you will, looking for a flank and finding Nertz. He can draw attention now, collecting a second as well. Does this give space for Sypho to make a play? There is the flash. And still Chiron making all the noise, and they're looking for Sypho. They know it could be a bait. He's still holding an off angle, and Chiron's collecting them one by one. Hunter up top of the AWP now, and Chiron will also find him a 4K in the round, rescued when there were only 2 left.
So impressive. I mean, Chiron has been having a hell of a game. 15-4 right now. Steve Hughes coming on through. Pretty tight, but it's going to work out there for Nemiga once again. Seems like they can't do any wrong really all that much here on Anubis so far, and you can kind of see that comfort, that confidence is there. This is the most winning map in their map pool statistically, this and Ancient, both around 70%, so it's pretty clear to see why, at least on the CT side. That second headshot was pretty nasty.
Surgical from Chiron, switching out for the AK as well. Very busy boy on that bomb site, and again, just numbers-wise, that's frustrating for G2. Body language is not so positive in that camp so far on Anubis. Their pick of Mirage is to come. But I think it's been many a frustrating round for G2 thus far. Only 20% of the 10 that have come and gone.
Quick peek for info there. Nemiga trying to work out what's going on. Just moving in the gaps. Hunter. Just under a minute left now as we see the A main position re-smoked. Bomb on that A side of the map at the moment as well for G2. To go for the push onto A again, potentially. Pushing some players in. Nice entry there from Nerds, taking down Sowalio, who's really having a hard time on A. And a path has been carved for the bomb to make its way through now.
They've got the Nemiga players quite contained. Heavy God lurking outside B. Hunter with off angles in towards A. Yeah, there's a little bit crippled in this one. And even more so with that frag from Heavy God. Sowalio $300, Sypho $850. Not ideal moving into the last round, but they're crucial round for G2. Oh, they're taking everything away from them. These are really important rounds towards the end of the half. Again, just some breathing room with a variant of a pistol round to come. If that doesn't go your way, you don't want it to be curtains immediately. So very, very important what they can find towards the end. And maybe they've made their life a little easier in this last round to come with these late frags.
Yeah, especially because Nemiga can't really afford to have a proper buy. No AWP for Khan. And they're going to have a 5-7, 2 MP9s, and 2 M4s. So it's not a good look on the buy for Nemiga. And you know, the A bomb site seems to have been exploited, or at least that's where I think G2 are finding their most common exploitation is towards that A site. So we'll see, you know, how this next round looks. Maybe Nemiga will get active, given the fact that they are struggling for good weapons in this round. It would be nice to try to force some action, get a kill, pick up an AK, something like that would be definitely a way for them to take some initiative into the round.
I wonder if they fancy a faster round here. G2, we shall see. Mid has been a pain for them, even if they've waited for the CTs to make their play, and indeed it does look like it might be a prompt one. Wrinkle posting up with the AWP, and that is going to be the green light into the bomb site. They go. Chiron able to stop the trade from happening. He finds a third one as well. Is he going to collect them all? That's an unbelievable performance from Chiron. Closing the entrance to the B bomb sites. 4 kills. The first guy's supposed to take the bullet for the president. The second guy's supposed to trade. He collects 4.
Yeah, with 1 clip of the M4A1S as well. I mean, that's actually wild. That is so crazy. What a performance there. Nerds coming in with a minute to play with. No, I mean, it's a good kill to start things off. Takes down Chiron. who was really looking to do some more work.
He's looking for the ace there. That's what he's doing.
19. He's 19-6 at the end of this first half. Absolutely unreal performance. Nuts, though, you can't count him out just yet. 45 seconds to go. Still pretty healthy. Wrapping his way now from T-spawn to find his way forward. But you can see from his perspective, these CTs could absolutely be anywhere on the map at the moment. So it is slowing him down that he's trying to make sure that he doesn't die before getting to the bomb.
Big performance for Chiron. I was wondering, I did see a smoke for Khan delivering one more, and he will deny Nertz any chance towards the end. A humongous clutch from Chiron to end the half.
Here on the sun-drenched streets of Mirage, we spot some of nature's most fascinating creatures, Counter-Strike players in their natural habitat. Despite the plentiful environments these fellows could inhabit, they seem to always swarm towards the comfort and safety of this shining paradise. As the sun rises over the stone architecture, in typical fashion, we see this species squabble over their preferred position. Let us discover where they shall end up. Firstly, we have the so-called A anchor. This fellow is often seen fighting for his life without a lick of support. The window player, an arrogant and egotistical creature. They can often be seen in the pre-game chat, claiming their position in the blink of an eye. Not all are so lucky as to get their desired position. The B anchor, oftentimes the runt of the litter, designated to hold this empty site and ward off predators. Forced to survive on scraps, he can often be found at the bottom of the scoreboard. Here we see the signature characteristic of this oft-forgotten fellow, a key adaptation over millennia. This creature's legs propel them tirelessly and repeatedly to spot any potential foe. As this defensive tribe scramble to defend their territory, they realize they are not alone. Mirage can hold up to as many as 9 foes at a single time. As we move across its deserted expanse, we arrive at another group of remarkable characters. However, these bloodthirsty devils do not look as amicable as our aforementioned defenders, their eyes locked on the objective. These players scurry from their spawn with the exception of one. Without moving a muscle, we observe one of the players launching a gray metallic canister skyward. The desired outcome seems not to have been achieved. A regrettable mistake. With a new weapon acquired, our CT favors a more aggressive approach. Meanwhile, with the anticipation in the air, a coordinated attack is incoming. A breakneck flurry of utility flies overhead, attempting to disrupt the defenders. The stakes could not be higher. And with nothing he can do, the A anchor is flash-banged like a deer in headlights. He decides his best bet is to retreat. No matter how much he cries out for help, support is nowhere to be found. However, the restless hunter has found its prey. It's one shot, one kill. Such is the life of the Opper, precise and deadly.
That's enough of Mirage. Let's get back to Anubis. G2 have got to really get the engine started here versus Nemiga, who have thwarted them and just been a thorn in the side round after round. A promising start from Nemiga on their pick of Anubis. They lead by 6 at halftime. G2 have got their own pick of Mirage to come. That doesn't mean they expect to lose this one, though. They'll have a lot of pistols in the hands of these players on the G2 side. Heavy God and Nertz with the Julies for both. They've been generous. They've been in the shop splashing the cash. The platinum cards out. But will they deliver?
I mean, Chiron has so far been absolutely diffing the G2 players. We'll see if that's to continue on this second half. Nemiga, similar to G2, targeting this B08 bomb site. In they go. Heavy God able to do some work here with the dualies. And in fact, He's going to be holding them all at bay behind the smoke. And at least they have the bomb. They're going to be going to the other sites. This is a potential pawn, actually, because all of the G2 players were towards that A site. And Sypho might be able to catch players. He's looking for information. He's going to hear some footsteps that could help him out as Robo goes for the bomb plant. Not really sure that the site's completely safe, though. Sypho stalking his prey.
Oh. Spotting one. That may take attention away from Mattis, who wonders about his 6 now. Well, this is a quickly developing situation. Sypho finds himself alone now versus the dualies of both Nerds and Heavy God. And he might be able to collect both of them. It's getting close, but Nerds will be the last man standing. Mans were getting drilled on the A bomb site. And it will finish with more drilling on B out the hardware store into a pistol round win for G2.
That kill onto Heavy God, the USP, that kind of fadeaway shot was actually crazy. Speaking of Heavy God, good defense there around the smoke. I think we might see it here. That one, that was just like just right before he touches away, made to make it possible. Can't, it's like, man, that's so close. Okay, back into the action we go. G2 getting the needed pistol. The bomb did go down though, so it's going to give some good money here for this force buy. Nemiga looking pretty dangerous actually with what they're carrying. Sypho on an AK. Information gathering from Hunter. Going to be hearing some footsteps. Nemiga rotating the bomb back around. Wonder where they are going to choose to go here. Presumably it will be this B bomb site.
Challenge toward mid. Hunter, considering being forced away, he can play a base height up now because it's really hard to check that angle when he goes through the window so much. Robo wondering, but Hunter collecting both. Really urgent bait set up there, and they will reap the rewards of that. Perfect timing on the smoke towards B. Allows the CTs to reposition as necessary. Heavy God making his way over towards B also. The Hunter will stay wondering about a potential mid incursion once again. 45 seconds on the clock, plenty of time for Nemiga.
Yeah, that smoke is nice to stop the push, but also at the same time, you're going to be in the dark now. Where are they going? Nemiga looking to go through middle. Good trade there, 30 seconds. And they really need to get their skates on. Looking to go to the plants now for the A site. And with both players for G2 able to come through long, I feel like that's going to be a very nice angle of attack. You see just so much caution taken here and clearing the site. Plant comes in. Both players from long now for G2.
I wonder if they go in with a bait setup, bit of spacing between both, or are they shoulder to shoulder for the trade? Seems to be the latter. No one found just yet. There could be a timing though here onto Chiron. Indeed there will be. Now where is Sypho? He's got 2 to find. But he won't stand a chance versus Mattis. Superior angles. That's a really important retake for G2. But again, a great play from Hunter. That position in mid, like a hard 90 is not enough to clear that. Now there's a hole in the wall because they can stand on such an edge that you really have to go beyond the 90 to understand if somebody's there or not. You can see Khan sees absolutely nothing. Huge bait. And then Hunter comes through to collect 2. It's a really dangerous position, and you'll often learn the hard way about how much you have to check that position. But that was really key. Split-second bait set up there from Hunter. Keeps them in the fight, and Mattis has great timing and good angles for the retake as well.
But still, Nemiga got some damage in. They got a bomb down, so building up the cash, making this next round look a little scary. Chiron on a hero AK. Teammates on some Tech Knives and Deagles. You know, there are definitely a lot of ways that Nemiga could find some kills in this one.
All but Khan have Kevlar also, so they can take a fight, they can run and swing, they can absorb some lead without it being a fatal dose. Just the one flash though. That's a nice pick from Chiron. Immediately looking for a response towards A as the smoke dissipates.
And that gun can be rescued potentially by Nemiga. Now do G2 try to go aggressive here? Looks like they might want to getting some information outside of the B site. This is helpful for them to have that information and also set up potential flanks. Nemiga, if their pace is too slow, they're going to get caught here. So they may not realize it, but the clock is against them.
Two problems here. Yeah, they've got the clock is against them, but G2 are closing in on Khan's position, who is carrying the bomb. But G2 are out of position to help their players on A. So if Nemiga look at the right time, I mean, there's a lot of different things that could happen here. Hunter's been good for a multi-frag before, and he's closing in on a very good angle to really crush the hopes and dreams of these pistoling players. That really reduces the threat. So much opportunity to make it an expensive round for G2, but now only 2 remain. I say only, they still have the Deagle and the AK, but they've got 20 seconds, and they are shift walking away from A, so it may be a case of hiding in plain sight here. Nothing else to do, really, but just try to stay alive. Great observer work there as they collect a second rifle. But again, just a little too slow.
Yeah, good thing that rifle was there. I kind of otherwise needed Sowalio to die. But there we go, Nemiga. Only 3-round advantage now as G2 start to climb back in to contention. So ready for it. Chiron's been dangerous in this game so far. 22 kills now in this one. The next closest player to Chiron is Hunter with 15.
Mr. Multi-frag Hunter. Been doing important work. Been on a mission in this half. And again, you saw the stat on the screen earlier about G2 not finding success on this map since March. They are definitely keeping themselves in the fight. But hey, that was a dangerous round with a hero rifle, let's not forget. And Nemiga looked dangerous. It felt tense for G2. An important opening with that AK. But ultimately, the pace was too slow. Risks had to be taken there by G2. Had some fortunate timing pushing through B. And then Hunter just collected afterwards. A human cannon so far in this half.
Speaking of cannons, Khan on the AWP. It's going to be interesting to see what he's able to find with that. Nemiga pretty well spread across the map there. He's going aggressive. Nemiga's going to find Chiron. Very big pick to get considering the damage he's been doing. Nemiga actually did take some damage himself, so a bit softened up. And I mean, G2, they still look really strong around mid and epochs, so Nemiga completely ignore A now because of Nemiga. Well, okay, they're going to apply some pressure. They might try to pull some rotation away, but there's that position you're talking about.
Oh yeah, Hunter doing it once again. Khan's able to trade, but he will check the position. The crouch peek, no scope. Beautiful stuff. They did learn their lesson from last time. I thought he might have been laser focused elsewhere on that occasion. Mattis has an opportunity as Khan runs in, knife out, but he's still alive for now. Sowalio dropped, having a nightmare of a game, 3 for 9, but Khan is able to trade. That leaves Nertz in a 1 versus 2. Rotating over. Not sure if he's aware where Sypho is. Difficult task for him. He has a kit. But can he find that trade fragger before having to deal with Khan? Sypho up close will deliver the goods, and Nemiga take one more step forward.
Another 3K in the mid-round from Khan with an AWP in just a very pressured situation. Really impressive stuff from him, especially dealing with that second player with the no-scope. Can't wait to get a look in on that. Hits Heavy God, opening the round up with a pretty surprising push. But there we go, the start of things coming back into this one from Khan. Super ready for it. Sowalio getting in on the action. Sowalio's been having a hard game. That was his 3rd kill. Sorry to bring attention to it, but I mean...
Yeah, he's having a punishing game, but his teammates are carrying the ball, so that's fine. Sometimes it'd be like that. A common target in that first half, he was.
Heavy God's gone out again. He's gone walkabouts. Oh no, are they going to check for this? I don't know that they are. Oh my goodness, some trigger discipline. He's going to get a 2 off the spray. That's just robbery there. He's just snuck out onto that position, James, with absolute impunity.
Beautiful. Exactly what a doctor ordered. G2 needed something. And the timing of that could not be better, because Nemiga are going to be broke if they are to lose this round. And even if they somehow find a way to win it, money wouldn't be spectacular. But it's low cash for both squads here, so this is an important swing round, potentially. And Heavy God has done really good work. Talk about timing. There goes Robo as well. And now Khan's got 35 seconds. He is capable of doing a lot of damage. Such a tough spot, because I feel like he's, you know, a save is extremely unlikely with the position he's been detected in and how many people are alive. G2 giving him respect for a while, then dealing with the Matar. So a big round from Heavy God. Great timing, huge impact.
Yeah, it sucks to lose to a position like that. You know, you just being able to sneak out. No one's kind of clearing that. The awareness isn't there that it's that timing is possible. So if it's going to feel like a cheap wave from Nemiga's perspective that G2 won that round. And that's really unfortunate for them. Just like, you know, as you were saying, the money's not good for Nemiga, and they lose so much in this round. There's so much potential, and like that, just gone, absolutely gone. Still, though, definitely quite a ways back here for G2. Still, you know, need to get 3 in a row to tie things up. And Nemiga with a very weak-looking round, 3 Deagles and a Tech 9 and a smoke grenade.
Nope. Denied by Wrinkle. He moves to 7 frags. Maybe it's his turn to have some highlights in what remains of this map of Anubis. 23 frags for Chiron. He's been fragging for 2 people, essentially.
Fragging for 2. Just makes me think of when people say eating for 2. You know, referring for the pregnant women. Beautiful there from Heavy God. Finishing things off, finishing the business. Now, what is the play here for Nemiga? You know, they've largely been it was just kind of opening rounds with defaults, then getting into the mid round and kind of playing the mid round out quite well. So we haven't seen any kind of hardcore set pieces from them. Oh, that's a nice one there from Wrinkle. Or back out for Khan.
That's brand value. That's name value right there. Nemiga not getting the respect on the numbers. Robo's been great so far. So far, so good. Firepower-wise, anyway. Let's see if they've got enough to close it out on their pick of Anubis. Nemiga. Wrinkle posted up. Oh, just having too much of a look at Sowalio, who is on the catch-up. Nice opening. With a minute 20 plus on the clock when that happened, they've got a lot of time to let G2 marinate, to pickle them in that frag.
Yeah, Nemiga not really with a timing to do much behind that pick, but they've got plenty of time on the round to work it. Robo setting up Molly there. Deal with that nasty position. And wow, Sowalio picks up Heavy God in the meantime as well. So now G2's defense is starting to look a little sparse.
They're all isolated from each other now. Maybe Hunter looking to combine with his teammate in mid, but okay, yeah, they're going to collapse on the B-bomb site slowly but surely. They were so spread out. I mean, they were just sitting ducks. So this is a good option, and it seems that Nemiga will find a good option for themselves as well towards A as they split the site. Hunter considering a bit of fishing there, but the smoke will deter him. Yeah, they need to keep these guns up. I don't know if there's a safe upgrade or an upgrade for Mattis to find on the floor somewhere. Heavy God making a play towards A, but there was good discipline from Nemiga. Again, they had so much time when they got that opening frag. They just spread out and held position, kept the CTs honest, who tried to find a way back into it. Heavy God having a look towards A, also punished by sowalio. Some important frags for him as Nemiga moved to 11 rounds.
It's definitely been a hard one for them to close. G2 are making it very difficult. I mean, after that first half from Nemiga, you got to feel. I mean, they've got to feel like they got to close this game. This is their game to take here on their comfort pick. He's having a nap in the water. Looks very relaxing.
It's kind of a spa treatment, but
yeah,
weird mask to wear.
Yeah, it's got some leaves in there. They're probably aromatic. Doing some sound therapy.
Heavy breaths from G2. They must feel close. They must feel like they can do this.
No, James. They're hopeless.
There is opportunity, but it is slipping away. The light is fading on Anubis for G2, but it hasn't been extinguished yet.
It's been an awkward game for them, I think, that's for sure. I think in finding momentum and finding, just some comfort, I don't think there's really been very much of that. It's just an uncomfortable map in general. I think this is perhaps, of all the maps in the series, this is probably the most uncomfortable, just by the numbers, but sowalio, again, who hasn't had a great game in the fragging department so far, finding 2 extremely key kills there, as we can see, to extend the lead back to the 3-round lead for Nemiga. There's an E-box smoke, and Calm posted up in middle. And there's Robo scaling behind that. Checking for that position. That's been very irritating so far, but there's no presence from G2. This is an early, cheap positional win for Nemiga in mid.
But I have to ask, what does it mean that this area is completely uncontested? It's uncontested on purpose because G2 want to choose where the fights take place, but where? What is the setup? Where are they waiting for us? Where is the trap? Is this the path to it? Are we walking into the trap? Many questions to be answered by Nemiga. They have time on their side to poke and prod and ask some questions which G2 may or may not respond to.
Is the trap in the room with us?
Why have they left this completely open? Where are the 5? Where, and especially where is that 3rd man who's currently rotating into the A-bomb sites? There will be some utility in response from G2. It seems that Nemiga will look to wrap towards B. So they're choosing the right option, it seems. But how active will G2 be as that clock ticks down? They've got to be more concerned. Have they chosen the right bomb site for that 3rd man?
This is looking absolutely devastating for G2. That hole being completely exploited. And now, just E-box, they're going to get just completely locked behind this choke point. Nuts able to take down 1, but there's the trade. They might not realize there's another player here. We'll have to see if Mantis is able to do anything. Okay, he's getting completely destroyed by utility. He's not even able to shoot his gun. 2 more players from that position looking to try to scale through. But E-box has been completely taken by the Nemiga side, and they're going to defend it very well indeed. And that's going to be now the match point, or rather game point for them.
Man, that round was a complete outmaneuver. I mean, you could see G2 had looked towards the water, like deep check off the corner as well, and no one's there. It doesn't even look like they're coming this way with only 2 players there. And then they got absolutely barbecued, airstriked, everything. They got all of it apart from like a laser from space in that round. And now Nemiga find themselves at game point. That was such a big answer to that round from G2.
Yeah.
But they're still able to muster something. The MP7's out for Nerds once more. Chiron, who's been great so far, gets the opening frag. Wrinkle to trade, keeps it a 4-on-4. Looking to rotate that orb maybe after an early answer to that opening frag from Chiron.
Yeah, one of the better fragging players, Hunter, is now gone from the round for G2. Heavy God looking to get active here in mid. Does have some support, but Nerds on the other side of the door with him. sowalio. Big challenge there. Good defense from Madison. We'll see what the option is now for Nemiga that they want to go with. Looking like they might just try to go for a series of individual plays. Heavy God takes down Robo. They've got to get through into the A-bomb side. Complete denial, though, of position thanks to this orb from Wrinkle. Khan. What can he do with this? 1 versus 4. We've seen some shenanigans with the AWP, but he's got players on both sides. He's not going to even have a shake at it. And that's going to be the round defended by G2. Well done to them. 3 more for the overtime.
Yeah, that's not that many on paper, but it may feel that way with some of the round wins we have seen from Nemiga. Trying to throw a spanner in the works by abandoning mid. Didn't quite work out in their favor, so perhaps they'll continue in a more normal fashion, which does lean towards Nemiga. So it will be a difficult test. But this is a big round for G2. If they can prove successful here, they break Nemiga. So let's see if they can do that. Denying a bomb plant would be massive as well. Starting with 3 towards A. That might mean another aggressive push here from G2. Can they catch them off guard? A swing and a miss from Wrinkle. Well-timed utility from Nemiga. Good detail on their pick of Anubis.
It's good info too, because Wrinkle's likely not pushing that alone. So Nemiga actually just pausing across the map. Khan with a find onto Hunter again here in this position. Undeniable Khan with the AWP in this game so far. 19 and 11, a 5 versus 3 to lock in map 1 here for Nemiga. What on earth are G2 going to do?
This is a tough one, and you can see their spread. They can't all combine on a bomb site and save this time if they're wrong. They can gamble if they choose to, but I don't see a way back in if they're just relying on individual brilliance spread out like this. You can see Mattis coming towards Heavy God's position. So 2 of them will stick together at least. Wrinkle trying to find a way into this one. 40 seconds remain. Nemiga being careful. Do they risk being too careful? Perhaps not. They've got great numbers towards the B bomb sites. A measured approach, 25 seconds. Wrinkle, swing and a miss on Chiron. And now we really need that brilliance from Mattis, who finds 2. And Heavy God is close. The time is ticking, and he might be able to do this. A great pre-fire, almost finding it. 17 bullets in the magazine, 10 seconds to plant the bomb. This is so awkward. Khan has a look and gets dropped. But the trade is there, and that'll be enough. A strong performance from Nemiga, taking their pick of Anubis.
13 to 9. Let's throw it over to the desk to see what they made of that.
A strong performance coming out from Nemiga here on Anubis. A 9-3 first half, fully in control.
Rather the AWPing, and Robo looks really comfortable as well. So in terms of like the individual level, I never felt like G2 were overpowering Nemiga from an individual standpoint. However, of course, the team experience and capacity for G2 on this map is going to be much higher than on Anubis in comparison. So of course, yeah, would expect a G2 win, but I feel like we should hopefully get some exciting moments here as we are looking to jump into game. Nemiga 1 map up in G2. Looking good to equalize, one would think.
Yeah, on paper it looks good for G2, but Nemiga, I like them as a team. When we've commentated them in the past, I've really enjoyed their play. I think they've got a solid group. Khan will be good on Mirage. That is expectant. So this is not going to be a shut-in for G2. Making their way onto the B bomb site then. We've got the Super Mario from Wrinkle trying to avoid that headshot, but it will land eventually. And guess who? It's Chiron with 2. Robo trying to pick up the slack, and he will do great, finding 2 of his own, leaving Hunter on a 1 versus 3 now. Robo can't. Sowalio coming for the last man who's standing, trying to isolate the fights, but Sowalio will have a warmer start to this game than he did the last one.
I'm telling you, Chiron does look like a problem. This guy, I don't know, what has he been doing? Has he been doing some transcendental meditation? What's going on? There's something new in the routine, James.
Yeah, his momentum continues into this game of Mirage.
Look at the patience on this. Oh, we didn't get to see it from his POV, but the patience on that final shot was really sick.
Yeah, it's good. I think this is a good matchup, actually. Nemiga will have lots of surprises to offer for G2. So yeah, I think in terms of name value, there will be an underdog, as they should, in this series, but maybe they'll earn their respects as this series continues.
They're going to try to sneak Nerds out onto the site, but they've got to get the players from the underpass into the A site for it to work. And it's not worked, James. It's not worked.
Yeah, just trying to attract the flies to the light. Not working as intended on this occasion, but it's a cheap attempt as a plant. Now the bomb has been well and truly lost. It's a question of, can we pop ahead and get a cheap kill. Everybody with a helmet in this round for Nemiga. Looking to limit the variance as best they can, but the Deagle can overcome those helmets. I don't know if, so like on Dust 2, I'm pretty sure you can headshot someone and not kill them with the Desert Eagle on long. But I don't think Mirage has such ranges. A lot of people coming his way now. But who goes first? Maybe they're all trying to avoid going first and be the one to trade.
Khan's unafraid. I feel like you have to be the most unafraid player when you're the AWPer, especially with Khan's style of AWPing. There we go.
Yeah, his style is an attractive one if you're a viewer of Counter-Strike. And maybe we'll see some glimpses of that. Maybe he won't get a chance. Maybe G2 will not give him such opportunity. Well, let's see, the AK is coming out for G2 in the third round. 3 combined frags so far. Definitely starting in a pool of cold water are G2. A few flashes, a few smokes, the odd Molotov for the T side. They'll have to be careful with how they use this util to position themselves.
Nemiga. Are they going to be able to defeat G2? G2 working this mid position. Khan's going to go down nuts. Able to get that 1v1 there through the window. Good response from sowalio to take down Hunter, so it's not looking too desperate just yet. Another trade coming in. Chiron keeping things responsible here for Nemiga. 3 versus 3. Lots of gaps, though, for G2 as they start to move into that A-bomb site as well. Very nice from sowalio. Takes down Heavy God as well. And suddenly, Mattis and Wrinkle, they're kind of reset here. They're at top mid. They do have the bomb at least, but now they've got to figure out what do we do in the next 40 seconds.
And how do we approach a site? If they're lucky and they pick the right door, they may get a 2v1 situation. So they'll make a contact play. There is utility which could help them if they choose to advance towards B. Nobody holding the angle, but surely there is a clock where somebody peeks this. Sypho alone with a FAMAS hiding at the back of the site. Somehow getting away with that. That is so unfortunate for G2. How do they plant the bomb now? Sypho's got to stay alive while that rotation comes through. Mattis is not going to be able to plant the bomb here, but he can at least make it expensive. Round win by timeout, and he'll be able to stay alive, it seems. But that was a window of opportunity on the side of that bench position, almost completely exposed, looking towards the apartments. No one covering him from that short area. Not sure if that was a miscommunication or what, but that was an opportunity missed. A labored spray, not working out. A loss to a FAMAS. That's a frustrating way to end that round then.
Yeah, it is. And, I've got to say, props to sowalio. I think getting those 2 kills, pretty difficult, but so key. Okay, now we go into the next round, and G2 on the pistols.
They've got a hero AK for Mattis, but I mean, that's a big moment.
Ooh.
Over towards that B-bomb site.
And he's off. Khan's off.
Some signature aggression from Khan early on Mirage. The sound cues will be nervous. He hears Nerds falling back, but he won't want to be that close to a Tech 9. Risking losing the AWP, but sowalio's there to help. Having a look, see as Mattis makes his way into the window. AK collected, and 3 of these 4 players have Kevlar for G2. They can take a fight, they can take a duel with this AK. So Nemiga have to be careful.
Yeah, you just don't want to make a mistake. You just don't want to give them something here. 50 seconds to go, and G2 starting to gather towards the B apartments. Chiron, he has been a demon for Nemiga. And look at Nursko as well. He might find a really good timing on the flank, waiting for his teammates to burst out the B apartments. And then he might be able to do a significant damage. In fact, he's just going for it before they've announced themselves.
Oh, this is crazy, the timing of the rotation towards CT, but Khan is making no assumptions. The spatial awareness is off the charts for that to happen. 22 seconds. There's still opportunity on this B bomb site. They stream in towards the van. But the CTs are rotating as well. Chiron holding things down. Nothing but headshots from him. Onto the USP for Heavy God, and he's racking them up early. But the timing looks so good for G2. You saw the like on the radar, there was so much going on. The reposition towards CT. You saw a lurk into jungle. The player in shadow had a look towards jungle, but all too late to see that player. You see CT's rotating to CT on A, makes his way towards the shop, but still Khan makes no assumptions and finds that kill. So important, that frag.
It's actually so crazy. Look at Chiron. He is actually going demon time right now. It's so impressive. And, you know, that's the individual level you have to turn up with to upset G2. This is what the BLAST Bounty is made for. Upsets. And Nemiga really working on this, making it look highly credible. Very cool. Not able to catch that one, but there we go. Aggressive through the smoke. Able to convert onto sowalio, and that buys space onto the site now.
They need a rotation towards CT quickly, and the Orpa Khan is just a man to do it. In the meantime, G2 stream across the A bomb site, trying to take the map control. They know how dangerous this position can be, especially if Khan is able to post up on there. But Heavy God makes it awkward. Flames coming through, and the flashes as well. Khan has no idea where he is, but is somehow able to escape. Do they continue to pursue this one, I wonder? 3v4 with not great map control. Likely to lose more if they choose to pursue. It seems they will hold position now, as G2 will be finally heading towards a score on that scoreboard. Sypho able to hold on to his rifle for now. This is an important break to the momentum of Nemiga by G2.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Wrinkle, I think, you know, with that key kill, he actually whiffs the first shot, but then pushes beyond the smoke and is able to catch that entry. And with that entry, it allowed the rest of the team to scale very rapidly onto the A site and set up the push, set up the bomb, and then that gave them a significant timing advantage.
Really big round. Galvanizing for G2, or at least you would hope.
Nemiga timeout. I like it. I like it, James. Very early, but they want to hold. They know they have momentum, and that if they're able to win this next round, they can keep it. So it is actually quite pivotal. So I love that they're taking the timeout right now.
Yeah, especially just to, you know, it's just it can be a nuisance timeout for the opponents as well. Finally on the scoreboard, like, okay, boys, let's do this. About to get into the game, timeout. It's just annoying, isn't it? You're fully focused, you're zoned in, you're ready. You're in your flow state, and then you get a bloody timeout. There was 2 seconds on the clock, damn it.
Yeah. It's definitely it's a strat for sure. Okay, back into it. Where is Khan going with the AWP? I feel like it's such an important storyline to follow. Is what the AWPs are doing. He's connector with his AWP. Not going to be able to spot too much early, but there's a decent presence for potential mid defense for Nemiga. G2 though, they will be taking mid a little bit later. Mid and underpass.
So quiet from the CTs in mid. They have interest towards ramp. No pop flash for this, so a lack of information for the Ts in mid. But as this half develops, we'll see if Nemiga go for an aggressive re-peek of mid with a swing through connector and short, as we can sometimes see. Pulling Chiron completely out of position, which leaves only one player towards the B bomb site, and G2 are in position to split.
Yeah, 40 seconds to go. Not a rush just yet. Ladder room clearance. And I mean, at the back of the site, we've got Chiron with that M4. How much can he get from this position? His teammate has an MP9. This is a lot to ask for. Khan on the other side of things, able to get something there with that AWP. In goes the MP9 defense. Almost good for another one. Making the retake doable though, and very fast here. Robo in on the back, picks up the AWP, looks for the flick, but unfortunately for him, the angle from Nerds is superior.
Nerds with some really big frags there. The bomb carrier just able to win that duel versus the MP9 is so crucial as well. Otherwise, those cards come falling down. A tense one. So maybe that rotation with the M4 towards bench might end up working with some range and maybe some baiting for the MP9 to swing, but didn't quite go in their favor. Now there's a little more space to breathe for G2. They've broken the money of Nemiga, who will spend next to nothing in this round. Current situation is dire. And after some very early hardship for G2, they're in a great position to head towards a tied score now. Again, their pick of Mirage, having lost to Anubis. Some of those rounds, if you missed them on Anubis, did look very strong for Nemiga. So maybe we do have a 3-mapper on our hands here, but there's still plenty of time for Nemiga to change that likelihood.
They don't have dangerous pistols here, James. I would love if they had something a little bit more dangerous, because they are going to be able to essentially fight to the death at the choke points here.
They just can't afford it. Quite simply. Chiron and Robo both with 2150. It's quite a useful flashbang coming through. Bit of free-for-all deathmatch on the kill feed. Mostly going the way of G2, which is what they want. And what we expect in a round such as that. A fast eco round is a good one, and that was fast enough. So we'll see what Nemiga can muster now as we move on.
Yeah, G2 back on for a good half here.
Oh, he's really looking for like everything they can find there. See how frustrated he is with some USPs on the squad.
Khan on the AWP again. The connector and stairs position. AWP versus AWP potentially. Wrinkles back here again. We saw earlier he got that pivotal pick from the T-ramp. Sowalio looking to try to cause problems there in Palace. Heavy got on the other end of it. He's going to start to push forwards though. And once again, G2 looking to really target this A-bomb site. And Wrinkle takes down Sowalio. That's a great opener.
I was really... Oh, there might not be time actually. As the G2 players dart forwards. One still waiting on the B-bomb site. And there's plenty of footsteps on A. One will be planted shortly. Got Robo fishing for something, but as he falls, that brings an end to the round. And I did wonder, after that engagement in the Palace, where Sowalio had a look, I wondered, when you've been spotted making a play in Palace and you fall back, there's no frag, like as a CT, where do you position yourself? What do you think the expectation is of your opponent? Are they thinking you're definitely going to be Shadow? You see him trying to maybe do something unexpected, make his way towards connector, straight into the reticle of Wrinkle, giving the opening frag on the bomb site there. So that may have been residual from the engagement with Heavy God in the Palace earlier on. Either way, Nemiga able to leave with 3. The AWP is alive. If they need to do something funky in the next round, Khan may be the man to do it. But G2 slowly but surely edging forward now.
Yeah, really bring themselves back into it. And it's been unfortunate from Khan's perspective that he hasn't been able to kind of get the open position to have impact. And, you know, once again, similar story for Wrinkle. Able to get these really key entries onto that A site that ends up kind of being the kind of start, the ignition of the momentum into the site itself. Top mid take is where Wrinkle has applied his attention. Khan looking for Wrinkle, who has been here in the last couple of rounds, but no more. Oh, really good. In good position on the urn. Is that an urn? I don't know, some kind of pots. Heavy God though is going to take every single player with him. That's brutal for Nemiga.
There goes the hero sniper. A deflating round.
Oh my God.
Balloon has been well and truly popped. Now, is he just going to send it around the map looking for an ace? I mean, he has got to hit the bomb carrier behind him. He is sending it though, but I mean, he can take that risk, find out where that last player is. Worst case, allow the rest of the team to clean up. Sypho.
Bomb has been planted.
Doesn't have a lot to do here. We'll see if he's able to survive. But, I mean, there's pretty good coverage for G2 across the map.
It feels like there's been no look at all, or looking at all for the Nemiga side since those 4 rounds they got. It just feels like everything's been very flat on the CT side. Unable to kind of find the picks, the pressure opportunities before the T side of G2 kind of get to execute whatever they want to execute. I think from like a theory perspective, like you always want to, for the most part, be disrupting the team that you're playing against when it's like an elite level team, because if you just let them just play out the map, take the advantages without really any challenge, they will just convert the routes.
Heavy God is a Don.
Yeah.
He looks like a Don as well.
Yeah.
And he definitely delivers on that look. Really nice work from him. Nemiga's turn to feel the frustrations that they may have served to G2 on Anubis. Their lead has dissolved in front of their eyes. Another timeouts for Nemiga as they try to right the ship. But G2 keep making holes in it.
Yeah, a great performance there from Heavy God. It's expected, isn't it? I mean, they were talking about it on the desk as well. Heavy God is exceptional. The standard is to be exceptional.
It's great to see a solid G2 team as well, with some of the names which have now long exited. Some rosters could collapse under the vacuum of that, but they have definitely found their own identity. Moving quick in mid now. And that's what I was looking for. This is what we mentioned earlier on. The flash, the swing from connector and short, but it does not work at all in this round. And again, they are absolutely crippled for a moment, but they are fighting back. Hunter with another multi-frag. Will put things back in their right place from the G2 perspective. Some flashes there from Nemiga, but Khan's now left in a 1 versus 3. He's got clutch in him, but he doesn't want to risk losing the AWP.
Yeah, so many rounds like this for Khan in this game so far. Really nice, again, movement from the G2 side. You can kind of see why this map is just highly rated, highly regarded for them, and why their results have been solid. Very hard to find an advantage against them. I mean, I suppose Nemiga, you know, for like one thing that's been going their way is, one, they're very good at pistols, James. We've so far seen that today. Their pistol game is pretty solid. 2, they've already got 4 rounds on the CT side. I kind of feel like the CT side is going to be harder for them. I mean, I guess it remains to be seen, but you know, they're not in a crazy position. If they were only to get 1 more round, you know, that's a pretty decent half.
I don't know if the intention was to peek together here. Oh, okay, he had to go a bit deeper to try and trade the frag, and he was well ready for it with the sound cues and such. Happy with that one. And maybe there'll be better synchronizing there in future. But I did think that an attempt like that would be coming from the CT side at some point. But now that that has failed miserably, where do you go? That saved AWP for Khan, still in existence. Looking for some brilliance now. We've seen it from him before. But again, the utility is going to be sharp here for G2. So opportunities will be few and far between. And again, it's, well, yikes. Before I can finish my sentence, there he goes. Nothing doing in this one. Great attention to detail for G2. Just some spam, basically. Oh. No, you don't, say G2.
It's domination.
Yeah, it's our turn now, is what they're saying. You had your turn, now it's ours.
Yeah, just total domination. Nothing going at all here for Nemiga. It kind of is reminiscent of when FaZe started to really find their footing on the T side of Mirage earlier today. Just dominant individual display.
Yeah, those new generation smokes just make it a lot more difficult for the CTs. It's a creep around. Strong evolution there from the usual ones we were used to seeing. Three-round lead for G2 now. So again, those early rounds for Nemiga could prove crucial later on. We'll see if there's anything left now. A much more reasonable buy with the M4s and the AWP. And again, the grenades streaming into the A-bomb site. They're all here. 2 in Palace, 3 on the ramp. Chiron looking for the multi-frag, but he will get barbecued before he can find it. Sowalio gone as well. Robo wondering about flanks. They're often looking for them late on Mirage, but they're all on the bomb site.
Yeah, you can see G2 have really found something that works for them. These A hits finishing on A, it's time and time again working out really well. Here's the attempts though on the retake. Nemiga getting absolutely shut down. Not even a chance. Khan able to take down one, but actually making some ground onto the defuse. I don't know. It's looking really challenging. GT ready for the peaks. Khan takes down one more. So some efforts being made here, but they need time to be able to make the defuse happen. Wrinkle, last player standing. Looks like they may be able to do this one. Khan looking to stick the defuse there, and he's managed to do it. It is a round at the end of the first half here. A 5-7 half for the Nemiga side.
Here on the sun-drenched streets of Mirage, we spot some of nature's most fascinating creatures, Counter-Strike players in their natural habitat. Despite the plentiful environments these fellows could inhabit, they seem to always swarm towards the comfort and safety of this shining paradise. As the sun rises over the stone architecture, in typical fashion, we see this species squabble over their preferred position. Let us discover where they shall end up. A breakneck flurry of utility flies overhead, attempting to disrupt the defenders. The stakes could not be higher. And with nothing he can do, the A anchor is flash-banged like a deer in headlights. He decides his best bet is to retreat. No matter how much he cries out for help, support is nowhere to be found. However, the restless hunter has found its prey. It's one shot, one kill. Such is the life of the Opper, precise and deadly. On the opposite side of this erupting battlefield, our B anchor is as cool as a cucumber, having the time of his life with a spring in his step. Returning to the chaos, this perfectly executed attack has a problem. A noob. Fresh account and less than 20 hours played, duoing this season with a veteran. Blinded by one of their own, it seems as if their fate is sealed. The hunter is now the hunted. Revenge is a dish best served with a carambit. Huddled like penguins, their plan has failed. Now it's only a matter of time before they are spotted, and the round is over. Through all of this havoc and turmoil, our B anchor continues the kangaroo jump. Finally, after many hops, they hear a faint cry in the distance. He decides to abandon his post and regroup with the herd to claim what little glory may still be available. But he is not alone. The T's are nothing if not sneaky. This T's patience has been rewarded. The unfortunate anchor never stood a chance. And to make matters worse, the A attack was a ruse. Our A player's defense was a waste of time. The alarm sounded. The CTs must now migrate to the B site. This once stalking predator is now the prey. As a final solution, the CT has one last trick in its arsenal, the smoke diffuse. And as the famous saying goes to the native people of Mirage, pros do not fake.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
G2 versus Nemiga. We find ourselves on map 2, Mirage, and about to start off the second half between the two. And Nemiga, they're a map up if you're just joining us. G2, though, looking pretty indomitable. Once they got going on this map, James, it was looking, honestly, just disgusting.
Yeah, very solid performance from G2, but ultimately, Nemiga have 5 rounds on the board. Again, once G2 got going, they were very hard to stop, but they had to get going. And Nemiga yielded some rounds before that happened. More than a lifeline moving into the second half. Wrinkle on a pogo stick in the window as Nertz drops sowalio. That's a very cheeky one. And guess who? It's Chiron once again. Moving to 10 frags, double figures for him as Nertz tries to stay alive. His position's been compromised by that Palace player. That's a great tap onto Sypho. And he's still got a few left in the magazine. Running oh so low now, but they're not committing to dealing with him just yet. Chiron will deal with Nertz eventually. Heavy God and Hunter remain. Hunter creeping in mid. Heavy God in CT. Moving through, looking for a bomb plant now. Maybe all eyes on Heavy God. Hunter with that P2000 dropping Khan. 2-1-2 then as Heavy God finally appears, but he's the one who takes one in the face and then some. Chiron once again, 3 kills for him in this pistol now as Hunter finds himself in a 1 versus 2.
Bomb has been planted.
Quick reposition. And let's see if that element of surprise can help him. The post-plant positions have been set. Robo and Chiron. Both the headshots away from falling. Hunter now looking for that second fragger, trying to isolate these fights, but these T's are dancing. That clock is ticking. He didn't see that reposition. He's behind you, they say. Robo to finish off the job. Great round from Chiron once again.
It's the pistols, man. I'm telling you, this Nemiga team is very good at winning these pistols. And that's how they managed to get the initial 4-round streak in the first half. Really important for them to get these pistols. I think it's part of the win condition, honestly, on this map, James, for them. Because as we see, G2 phenomenally strong on Mirage. And even had the kit and everything too. So very good chance there for Hunter, but Nemiga get to start off. They're against the force buy. So the danger is not completely muted.
5-7s have been very busy today. Dreams have been collapsing at the hands of 5-7s from match to match.
Ooh, they're kind of going into the stack here. Okay, they deal with Hunter. 2 players on the site, more or less. You've got Mattis on the apartments, and you're talking about some 5-7 action. And this is exactly the kind of place the 5-7 can do some damage, taking down Chiron. Bomb is going to get planted, but this is dangerous here. There's not much coverage. A free kill for Nertz, and it's all falling apart.
Yeah, it really is. Robo thinning out the numbers. That's a very important trade towards the end now. So crisis averted. That's why the bomb in my inventory has got a name tag that says clear the site first. And there's a perfect example of why. Focusing on urgency, risks taken, and just about paying off. Got away with it on that occasion, and hey, that'll be enough.
Yeah, ties up the game. Ties up the game 7-7. You see some of the highlights playing out here, and well, G2. They do have an M4, a hero M4 onto Wrinkle for this next round. Very interesting stuff there.
He's got $350 in the bank. But maybe someone will make him a generous donation later on. You can see Mattis with 3,000. And that M4 has maybe been permanently lost. Shooting gallery in mid, 5-7s. The Deagle actually getting to work this time. Bit of wall banging being attempted. And now there are 3. Hunter's picked up that rifle, so it's not completely gone just yet. 17 HP. Now, does he scurry away and hide? We'll try to be more of a nuisance.
I thought they were going to play the recycling strategy, but then they're going to see Wrinkle like so deep away from his teammates. I'm like, okay, it's all good, it's all good. Hunter is the hunted. Able to take down Sypho though and make it a 1v2. He is position known. Everything is known. So much noise. And just one bullet will do it.
Bomb has been planted.
One bullet will do it. Bomb down as well. I guess if he could save the rifle, that's not bad.
Yeah, he can kind of save the rifle, but if his rotation is heard and they're a bit overzealous, they could give him an opportunity to try and clutch the round as well. And he gets more looks, having another look. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's still like, the bomb's just too far ticked, but
Yeah.
again, a false sense of security. The smarts on display from Hunter there are wonderful. Like, I think he got everything he could get out of that situation.
Does kind of need to save the rifle.
Oh, my days, look at him go!
Just not a care in the world. But yeah, he kind of needed to save the rifle because Wrinkle, like you're saying, just he spent all of his money, so he kind of needs to drop. It's for them to have full rifles in this next round, which they will have now because Hunter's a G.
He's taken so much money away from the T side, which will alleviate some pressure if they can win a round. I mean, if G2 can win the next round, then Nemiga are going to be on eco, and you have to give a lot of credit to the work that Hunter has done there. So that could really pay off in spades for them in this game of Mirage.
How many spades?
I mean, I don't know the value of... I don't even know where that comes from. I'll have to look at the etymology of that now. Look what you've done.
Imagine it's like spades as in like, maybe spades of...
Of a material.
Yeah, what's valuable that you could use a spade to extract?
I don't know, if you're at risk of flood, it could be spades of sand.
I guess so.
So who knows? But I will.
Someone tweet us with the what goes into the spade in this.
Yes, we will go and
saying.
discover the etymology of this phrase.
Let's learn together.
Report back as long as it's not controversial. Hopefully it's not. Nemiga, excuse me. 8-7. G2 have got the big toys out now. Wrinkle looking for his 6th kill in this game, but Mattis will be the first one on the scoreboard for this one. He's been important. 20 frags for him, no less. He has been very important indeed.
Okay, could be a big challenge here for Robo. It's 1v1 against the B cat player, but Hunter gets the better of Robo there, so it gets worse. 3 versus 5 now for Nemiga to try to find something. Khan in a hard position, but able to get the better of Heavy God. Sowalio up there on the pallet position, looking for an opportunity. Can't quite find it though. And with Khan dead, the connected position lost, not really all that much to be done here now for Nemiga. They've just sort of been flattened one by one in this round.
While we have a bit of time, it is interesting watching Khan with a rifle going up against an AWPer position. I mean, it's interesting with many a sniper knowing the expectation and trying to counter a potential play. So I'm looking up towards Ticket there. But that is something which has been notable specifically with Khan and Nemiga matches that we've watched in recent times. But indeed, G2 have completely turned them off in this one, leaving Chiron to wonder what could have been. Admire the plant pots. And again, this is ruinous for Nemiga in the short term. And you've got to give a high five to Hunter for all those frags he found while losing the round in the round prior.
Even though we're tying it now 8-8, Nemiga are 5 rounds from a pretty huge upset, James. It's kind of crazy when you think about it like that.
Yeah, it's on the table for sure. G2 looks strong.
It's all over the table.
It's on the table.
What kind of table? No, you don't answer that. I don't want to be that guy.
It's on the proverbial table. Can be any table you want.
Choose your own table adventure.
So a hero AK in the hands of Chiron is an interesting prospect. But G2, I don't believe, are in the mood to entertain.
Yeah, Chiron with the hero rifle. They do have a nice, amount of like Kevlar and some sprinkling of utility to support this. We'll see what they can get. You've got the AWP posted Wrinkle over at Ticket. I'm curious if the utility is going to be enough to prevent Wrinkle from getting value. They need to get position and the bomb down.
Surely we have
a
pistol swing to take the bullet for Chiron here. You can see Robo is going to do exactly that. Chiron unable to trade the frag, but they have yielded some position from that loss. Cypher, the next one to fall. There's still flashes here as Chiron makes his way in, but he can't find that second frag. And a really important push through the smoke to neutralize the threat of Chiron. Really nice work there by G2, understanding the urgency. Nemiga making the correct plays with what they had. Again, you send out the cannon fodder first to create space for that rifle. It did get them onto the bomb sites, but didn't get as much as they might have liked.
Yeah, no bomb down or anything like that is gonna really hurt. Yeah, Recall's been, I think, a lot more reliable in this game of Mirage so far on the AWP. Doesn't have a lot of frags, but is getting the important ones that you really need him to get. And now with the full save of the Glocks, you'd be expecting a pretty straightforward situation here for Wrinkle again. With the first couple. Heavy God getting somewhat overwhelmed, but still managing to survive for a while at least. Cleaned up 10-8 now as we are looking to round out the final rounds of Mirage. G2 wanting to force this to a third map, of course.
I think those rounds can best be described as a stimulus package for G2. They're in a much tidier position now, and you can see they are very focused on what is to come. Hunter with over 8K in the bank. So they can weather a storm thanks to breaking Nemiga's economy entirely. Now they can look to break their spirit, break their souls in what remains of this game of Mirage. Deep grenades into the apartments. There are angles here for G2. Hunter looking to collect now as Mattis has been traded. He needs to stay alive here, but also try to slow this encroachment onto the bomb site. Nurse has come in for reinforcements, and the others are getting a little closer. Chiron dropped, that's an important frag. Robo and Sowalio heavily tagged, still stuck in the apartments. Haven't reached terra firma just yet, and I think any pursuit of the B bomb site here will be troublesome.
Yeah, couldn't really do much there. The surprise B apartments play, not enough of a surprise. Needs to be a greater surprise. Pretty awful situation to be in as well. They do have a pretty decent loss bonus at this point, so see if they can find some extra damage. I mean, the damage isn't going to go that far either. The money's pretty nice for G2. Bomb still towards the B apartments side though.
They're damned if they do, and they're damned if they don't in this scenario. If they were to like save these rifles, their money's super crap, which is going to really make it hard to play around out. And if they die and don't plant the bomb, which is also likely, their money's going to be super crap. And G2, either way, will be on 11 rounds. A frag there, maybe you get some rotation, but again, they've just lost 2 players. And nothing doing. It's a really bad spot for them. There's just no good decision there.
Yeah, once the apartments play is blown up, it's just what do you do from there? Because the other thing too is that the CTs know exactly where everybody was essentially too. So it's starting to feel beyond desperate, I think, for Nemiga in terms of figuring out what the answers are to try to win these rounds.
G2 have done a really good job just limiting opportunity in these rounds for Nemiga. Which just makes it hard for them to like have a full buy, have any comfort. Just they are well and truly on the struggle bus, and they cannot find the door to get off.
Comes Khan from under. Oh man, Hunter's going to find one through the smoke, and Khan barely knows which way to look. And it's just a complete shutdown in a matter of seconds. The round is just done. What do you say about that one, James? That's
yeah,
just
I mean, they just
destruction.
Didn't have much to offer. Again, that previous round was just a horrible situation for them.
Yeah.
And the horror continues now. Very far away from a bomb plant. No AWP. Khan's on a Galil. But they've got utility. They've got 4 AKs. They've got good players. They need 4 from 4 versus a G2 where Hunter's got $14,000 as does Wrinkle. Everything's against them.
Yeah, not winning these battles either. G2 once again shutting down mid completely, which doesn't leave Nemiga with too much in the way of options. Sowalio on the other side of the T-ramp smoke, and just waiting for this one to dissipate. Heavy God on the other side. Now Nemiga looking to make their way back into middle. And Nuts has been really, really strong from that position, from Connector. And look how active G2 want to get.
Wonderful stuff from G2. Closing out Mirage with strength, with authority. Nothing doing for Nemiga in this half. A statement game from G2 as they force a third map. Over to James Banks.
I was muted. I did what you did, Vu. There you go. Sometimes we hit it, sometimes we don't. But either way, G2 got the job done. Your prediction can still stand.
And get started. But, you know, again, like you and I have watched a lot of Nemiga games. They have a lot of potential and so on, but maybe the G2 mountain is too much to climb. Not really sure with Ancient as a decider here.
Yes, it's definitely a difficult one to put a read on, especially given the fact that it's obviously Anubis looks genuinely very, very good from Nemiga. And also, on top of that, it doesn't feel like Nemiga doesn't have the ability to frag against these players. You know, we saw it on map 1. So,
yeah.
You know, looking at the stats and everything, like you said, yeah, disparity in the teams, but the level of comfort, though, when Nemiga are playing this map, they are generally winning it with the field of play they are typically finding themselves against. Now, they are going to be on the CT side, and that's when life is difficult against G2. Here they come, straight to the B bomb site.
Nemiga have retake utility for this. Smokes on Robo and Khan. So they were prepared for the prospect of this happening. They've got a HE as well, but let's see how they will choose to use it. Waiting for that T utility to go. They'll start to isolate this situation now. HE towards that bomb site, a little further than they might have liked on Mattis's position. One more smoke to go. Does it go on the bomb? Khan and Robo start to clean out the numbers here for the G2 squad. Khan still holding that smoke. I think a smoke and defuse is going to come in. So it's going to be about the meat shields. We'll see if G2 can find the angles now as he's still standing in the smoke, and he will be denied. G2 getting there. They had the frags going their way as well. But ultimately, G2 will come through. That smoke actually kind of isolates things and allows them to charge and spam the remainder of Nemiga.
Yeah, Nemiga have been really dangerous on these pistols. I think they've won... I don't know, it feels like they've won almost every pistol in this series so far. So, good one to get. So that's G2 can start off with that economic advantage. It's been generally kind of rough for G2, you know, off the back of the pistol losses, so we'll see how they can deal with CTs here. Initial mid-take, actually looking like there's a little bit of drama, so that's not the best start. Sowalio takes down Heavy God. At least the gun isn't collected, but that is actually kind of annoying here.
There's a ton of util in this round for Nemiga. Although if G2 can use their position in Red Room well, they may be able to outmaneuver some of that. We've got 4 of the 5 over towards B also. You see Chiron moving over. That's some grenades lost. Such good position now. All the ideas that Nemiga had may be for nothing. Unless Khan can do something utterly dirty here, but he won't be allowed to on this occasion. Wrinkles on his pogo stick, avoiding those close range headshots. Doing what needs to be done. Nothing left here for Nemiga then. They came with ideas, but they weren't able to execute them. And again, as you mentioned, they were very strong on Anubis. And if they've come prepared, maybe they can be competitive. Maybe they can give G2 a run for their money. For me, it's unclear, which is great, which makes the rounds exciting and tense. And I'm sure they'll love to secure that bounty.
Yeah, this was an interesting round, given that, I mean, Red Room was the one place that was an opening, and GT found it. That was like the one best play that G2 had. And it's so interesting too, because Red Room is actually really scary. Obviously, we could see there's no one there, so to us it doesn't feel dangerous. But from the perspective of G2 that don't know where all the CTs are with all these pistols, it's actually very, very dangerous to go into the close ranges when you know that there's all these 5.7s and stuff hanging out. So ended up working out so perfectly for G2. We have a tech pause. Something on the internet is broken.
I love the wall of photos there, that's cool. Always good to capture your memories. So yeah, this must be an exciting prospect for the Nemiga squad. You heard the comments about Vu and, from Vu, talking about some of these players, the newer additions and their experience versus top flight Counter-Strike. A third map versus a very highly ranked G2, definitely an exciting prospect. I think more exciting than daunting. I think the opportunity provided is something they'll definitely want to seize. Again, you can see how good they are on Anubis. They're a strong team. They'll believe in themselves. But we also saw how strong G2 were in that second half of Mirage.
Yeah, largely Wrinkle looked more comfortable. I think that's, obviously something that's important. I think V was talking about that quite a bit.
Oh, is that my brother from another mother? Holmes up the top, assistant coach at G2. That man is family to me. Very, very good guy, a very smart guy in Counter-Strike. Sorry to interrupt you, Dan.
No
Super
problem.
handsome as well. He's a very handsome man.
Nice.
But he's taken, so sorry, ladies.
Well, I'm going to be very interested to see, James, if Nemiga get a look in this game. I'm actually kind of feeling like it's not going to happen. That's what my intuition is saying.
You're a non-believer.
I'm intuiting it.
We'll see. I don't know. There's a chance. For me, there's a chance, but yeah, I don't have expectation. But I watch with eyes wide open. I'm excited to see how they face the task of G2 in the deciding map of this series.
Well, they're cavemen right now. G2 looking to breach the B-bomb site. And, I mean, look, you can see that Nemiga mostly present, although the main issue is, of course, that it's still on pistols. So
they've got menacing HEs, though, which they're holding on to. What is the meaning of these HEs? What is the intention? Are they expecting a smoke execute and they're just going to annihilate the bomb sites afterwards? Oh. They are being trigger shy in a good way. G2 poking for a response, waiting for that smoke to go. I want to see G2 go in because I'm just curious to see what Nemiga do with these grenades.
Right, yeah, the plan. What's the plan? Show me the plan. Okay, well, it looks like they're starting to edge forwards to the bomb. There we go. There's one HE. Yes, indeed, for the bomb. Where are the other ones, though?
Oh, man, that was so underwhelming. You know, that's like we had a trailer 6 months ago. The film comes out and it sucks. 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. Deaglan 5-7 remain for Nemiga. Man, sometimes you build it up, you put the suspense there, and it's just a wet fart.
Yeah, it didn't deliver, but hey, you know, it's not the biggest of deals.
The intention is good, though, as well. The intention is good. It shows depth with their ideas.
Ideas were had, but not executed upon. Well, now they got the guns. We're going to see Khan on the AWP into this round, and he's going to be going towards middle as well. So the big mid battle that can be so decisive on Ancient begins. You can see the utility really deterring G2. They can't really find their way forward, but they're going to go for a late take. And it's all sowalio, all Cypho, picking apart G2. I mean, in the meantime, G2, Heavy God, he's found his way onto A, but the numbers game, definitely not in their favor.
Yeah, bombs on the way. No challenge for that bomb just yet. We see Chiron in Donut. But someone's going to have to find a frag first. Oh, sowalio will be dropped eventually. That'll be a nasty surprise then. You see Wrinkle looking to drop a second player. But he'll have to commit to the bomb plant eventually. So how do they play this one out? Not much room to play with, but Wrinkle can deliver. 3 coming his way, including the AWP of Khan. But this is a pretty strong angle for Wrinkle. Heavy God defending in CT, trying to find the most obscure angle possible, but Khan is good with those. And now Wrinkle's on an island. These CTs don't have a kill, it doesn't seem. 1 versus 3, down to the Glock now, trying to squeeze one more out, but he will be denied. And Nemiga will secure their first round.
Yeah, bomb down at least for G2 side. But yeah, that was a really powerful approach into the middle from Nemiga. You know, they get that initial space, and then G2 tried to, you know, hit with the flashes over the top, you know, after the smokes go away, and it just doesn't really work out for them.
Yeah, we see Nemiga's setup on that round in mid. More aggressive than that we've seen in the last 2 days, where a lot of the CTs are hopping over towards the donut position and kind of disengaging, but they're there to stand and fight. So a lot more sharp teeth in the approach in mid from Nemiga on that round. Let's see if it continues in such a fashion, or if there'll be more traditional, yeah. Hugging that. It looks like they hug that donut position and then consider what's going on and if they want to pursue further. Very close to that smoke. Waiting for a flash play through. But of course, you've got to be careful of the push past B as well. And Mattis will collect 2. That collapses the round for Nemiga very quickly. Minute 30, 3 on 4 as Nurses drops. Robo looking for a way back in, but he's forced out by the Molotov.
Yeah, desperate stuff now for Nemiga. I mean, it's a really tough position. Do you try to stack a site and just give up another one? Or, you know, what's the play? Khan's going out. Oh, he's actually managed to find a connection there, but it's, unfortunately for him, not fatal. And now G2, they just have to play the numbers game effectively. Heavy God takes down Khan, had the exit on lock. And, all right, well, Robo's going to get the better of Mattis. Mattis did know where he was, but the bomb has found its way to this A bomb site that was previously secured. Sypho with the AK is making his way forwards. Still feels like a doable round here for Nemiga. Just needs some heroics.
That was done for. Oh, what? I can't believe he's found that. How on earth? 2-on-2, looking for the flank as well, and he's found Hunter. G2 can surely not believe this one. They've both got kits, and Wrinkle is promptly deleted as well. That angle's absurd. It's one thing to flick with an AWP, but my word, that was lightning fast.
I can't wait to see the replay of that one. I'm sure we must have it, because, yeah, when it's on the screen there, it looked like just a snap reaction flick. Oh, that is insane.
God.
That looks so good.
He just stopped dead on his head. That's just tire tracks over his forehead.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah, you can't believe it. Neither can I. That's, I mean, you just have to throw your hands up just as he did. Incredible from Nemiga. Especially with the openings we saw there from Mattis. Those 2 in mid should have been done. And then Khan hitting the bomb carrier, but not quite finishing him off. Surviving that, and then for that to happen is crazy. But they're focused on the next round. Nertz has found an opening into Red Room. Another 5-on-4 for G2.
Yeah, they are getting these early advantages mostly reliably. And they're rotating back towards the B side of the map here into the AWP. So we'll see what shenanigans Khan is able to deliver, to see if he's able to disrupt this play. The flick shot straight to the face of Hunter. And that's the problem now for the GT side, because not only do they lose a player, the play has largely been spotted, and it's been slowed down now to the degree that Nemiga able to do more here, to reposition, to get ahead of it. And G2, I think they feel committed.
Switching up the position of the AWP as well. No one coming Khan's way just yet. The utility will not deter this push, but Robo's found 3! The overperformance from Nemiga in these rounds is crazy. They know exactly where the last man is now. Cypher waiting in the smoke, 30 seconds, bomb collected, 1 versus 3. He's got a chance to have a look and see if he can find a kill before a potential bomb plant, but the CTs are everywhere. He's not looking right now. Smoke gone, 20 seconds, AK collected. Magazine full of rounds. Matis versus 3, doing what he can. But really, we're just seeing some individual brilliance to turn things around, round after round from Nemiga. And that's got to be so frustrating for G2.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this position from Khan, you know, you kind of have to be walking as a team there. You're kind of just hoping you don't run into the AWP. It's really the only gun that's a problem. And this series of kills here from Robo with the M4. I mean, you had Chiron doing that 1v4 on Anubis. And now what? Robo's doing it? We had that insane flick from Cypho. I feel like we weren't saying Cypho's name very much at all in the first couple of mats. And so Nemiga have tied up the game now, James. 3-3. And like you say, it's with individual brilliance against a team the likes of G2.
Really big plays. These are like really clutch end of map plays coming through from multiple individuals for Nemiga at the beginning of this deciding map.
Yeah, they're going down players early on, like pretty repeatedly.
Yeah. This is
still
not
making
daunting.
it work.
This is not a daunting prospect for them. They are ready for this challenge, it seems. And again, they are a talented team.
Wow.
But the job's not done yet. It's a good start from Nemiga, but as always, it's about how or if you can finish. Pistols for G2 in round 7. It's a nice gap. Little info for sowalio as he goes fishing. Matt is closing the distance, unable to punish the reload though.
Oh. sowalio taken down. Pistols being a little annoying, but largely under control. Okay, they just lose one. That is more than acceptable. It is highly acceptable. Okay, well, okay, this is a conversion from Nemiga. I'm just so curious, James, like how, like these last couple rounds from Nemiga have really thrown this in my mind as to what should I expect? How do I view this game right now? Because it kind of feels like anything can happen type of game right now.
For sure. Like looking at the stuff on paper, it is very uncertain. Very uncertain. Like, you don't know what Nemiga's peak is, again, with the teams they're playing versus the teams G2 are playing on Ancient specifically. Like, we know Nemiga are good, but in the vacuum of this, with the evidence on paper, we don't know how far they can go. But they are delivering on an individual level when they need to. Big multi-frags, clawing their way back into rounds. Got a little utility here in round 8 for G2 as they wield 5 AKs, looking for opportunity. Robo saying hello through the smoke. Always dangerous to find out where Khan might be. I think he saw a knee, a finger, but he's looking ultimately for a chest or a head. That's a nice boost for Nertz, forcing Khan from his angle. That's a bit sneaky one. Not too expensive though. Minutes on the clock now as G2 collect the bomb in T-spawn.
Yeah, sowalio got a peek in mid there and just saw nothing. So now they must be wondering, Nemiga, where are these T's going? Okay, they're going to hit one player in middle again. And G2 setting their sights once more on the B bomb site. 3 players there for Nemiga, and just less than 40 seconds now to get the bomb down.
So Khan's dropped some grenades to a teammate. I was hoping he would do that. He had a Molotov, an incendiary, which is given to a teammate, so he can hold position. And look how good he is at that. Dropping 2. Now it's Nertz and Wrinkle that remain. sowalio still has an incendiary, and he's in position maybe to go stop this bomb plant. That's exactly what's happened. 15 seconds, and Nertz has been thwarted. Good exchange of that grenade earlier on. sowalio now jiggling, unable to defeat Wrinkle though. Down to a 2-on-2. The bomb just about getting planted now. The kit for Chiron. Both CTs are here. Wrinkle coming through from the back. Robo looking immediately. Chiron's got the info now. Rounding the corner, he has a kit as well, not committing to it, forcing Wrinkle to the point of no return, and delivering as he often does in this series. Chiron with a huge headshot, and Nemiga find 5.
It's unbelievable, really. I mean, again, just it's interesting, just back and forth from both teams there. G2, you know, losing quite a few players on the entrance, you know, especially around Cave. Can't get in a double here. You can see the first one there, and the reposition just super reliable on this AWP. Does eventually get traded, but that had G2 eventually looking in a fairly good spot, but 1v1 with Chiron, who has been phenomenal, I think it's fair to say, the entire series.
In today's matches and yesterday's matches, we've seen a number of AWPers at close range who have missed a lot of shots, which are like, you know, every AWPer has some ranges which are stronger for them than others, but Khan up close like that is using a shotgun basically. Really, really good. But again, he was quietly rotating over to that bomb site with I think a molly and 2 flashes. And you know, you want him posted up in those late round situations, and he did hand them over to a teammate, stopping that bomb plant from happening. So again, the detail is really good on this Nemiga side, and they are answering the challenge so far on Ancients.
That's certainly true. 5-3. See if they can keep it going. Not a huge amount of util to start the round with for G2. So G2 might want to play a faster round. Looking for any aggression around the B ramp. Khan has rotated off to the A site, so he's not going to be here. And they are indeed just going to send it straight to the site. Robo takes down Mattis. Another going down to Sypho. The trades, though, are good, and it's going to be more than good. 3 versus 2, getting the bomb down. But in comes Chiron very quickly, able to take down one more. And now it's just onto Khan, rotating. It's going to go through a smoke there. HE blows it open, but it's Heavy God to take him out. And looks like the shock and all there into the B site was enough.
I think it was Anubis we saw that approach when things were difficult for G2, just brute forcing their way onto a bomb site. If brute successful again, Hunter with a 3K here. Look at the transfer. Really wonderful stuff. I think it was after the Magic's 4K at the Major, I think Shox tweeted saying that you don't let go of Mouse 1 until you know things are safe. And you see another example of that from Hunter there with a full 2-man transfer, far to the right, far to the left, showing his level of skill there. Really nice work from Hunter. And again, that brute force attempt will give them a little room to breathe. But now they need to kind of push the momentum off of that.
Yeah, you're right. I think it was on the A-bomb site. I recall that, where they ran through the Molotov to just send it into the site. They also did that a couple times successfully on Mirage as well, on some of the earlier T-side rounds onto the A site as well, just like running past the util. So you can definitely see that that is something that can work really well for G2. However, they've got some more work to do, G2, to bust the economy of Nemiga. You still have the AWP out for Khan. More of an aggressive mid-take. Not too much here in terms of the CTs, but as I say that, all Khan needs is a split second of vision, and he's out of there.
It's a funky setup as well, because again, you're often seeing the 2 CTs make their way towards Donut, but Sowalio with the MP9 is just staying in red room. We'll see what role it has to play later on, and there it is. He delivers onto Nertz now, perhaps catching him by surprise, and that leaves Wrinkle and Heavy God in a 2 versus 5. He tagged both?
Yeah, he got both players for like 50 damage.
It's a good start, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to build on that. So much time as well on the clock, with only 2 players remaining. Not your favorite situation to be in. 2 rounds away from half-time. Money is less than spectacular, putting it very politely. So things are not looking good for G2 for the remainder of this half.
Yeah, that's certainly true. You see Khan there with full knowledge of the angles. He is an AWPer after all. Just don't have to give Heavy God anything. They don't need to. If they can keep 5 players alive, that would be immensely important. And for Heavy God, the mission is damage. 20 seconds to go to find some of that damage. That's a great kill. And Chiron will take him down. 4 players alive for Nemiga. 6 rounds to 4 for Nemiga on this CT side. They're looking so good right now. I mean, it's really crazy when you just see some of the ways that they've won a few of these rounds, with the individual skill. I think that's what shocked me the most, James, and it's energizing to see, especially because they're the underdogs. Pretty heavy underdogs in this one.
Heavy dogs, some might say. Robo, new man Robo. Less than a week, 12-6 versus G2 here on Ancient. Again, we've seen brilliance from many a player for Nemiga. A difficult round here for G2 with the pistols. Oh, Khan, all day, all day. Beautiful. You better let him ace. You better let him ace. Drops the AWP, not to give anything away. Oh. He had the 180, but no.
It's so unnecessary, but I kind of love that he's doing it. You know.
I mean, he knows what those flicks look like. They look sick.
Oh my god, yeah, just Khan has been rock solid the whole series as well. I would say Khan and Chiron have been the two steadiest hands. You've seen great stuff from Robo as well, but in this particular game of Ancient, I feel like you've seen some crazy stuff from pretty much everybody so far. I think Sypho especially, pretty insane clutch in one of the rounds there towards the A site, but that's a good cleanup there. And Khan has started a lot of the rounds towards the A site, which I don't think G2, I think it's the first time G2 have really encountered this.
Nice. Where is he? Where is he? Good work by Khan. Again, showing how good he can be. One round to go then. G2 have got a reasonable buy, plenty of AKs, enough utility. And again, Nemiga go back to that first aggressive round we saw from them in mid. A lot of footsteps for Hunter. Robo, got to be careful around that smoke. Quite risky. We see two poking into the A bomb sites actually for G2 as this action happens. Chiron gets collected quickly. And maybe there's a fifth here for G2.
Oh my god, that nade did 80 damage to Khan. That's a meaty one. And Nerds takes down Robo and Donut. And so this round looks very, very bad right now for Nemiga. G2 with really good pace. And they are crushing the defense here. Oh my goodness. Assassination, 5-7. A recovery somewhat for G2 at the end of the first half.
Hey guys, I'm Frozen. This is Fosu from Australia.
We return to a deciding map in this series. Big Boys G2 versus an underdog Nemiga, who have shown brilliance from player to player in this series so far, in this map. This first half, some shocking rounds here for G2, some individual brilliance, leaving Nemiga with a 7-5 score at halftime, and it's their turn to be the aggressors now. We don't know what to expect by the time this one has finished, but what we've seen so far has been great. Chiron taken out of the sky by Wrinkle is certainly how G2 want to get things started on this second half.
Yeah, nice shot there. Very nice stuff. Sypho on the other end, though, is going to be able to trade out onto Wrinkle. So more duels will commence as Hunter takes down Khan on Donuts. And 3 versus 4. I don't think Nemiga need to convert some space towards the bomb site off of some of these battles now, because they're a player down and they don't have any position and they're all separated, so they can't trade for each other or anything like that right now. So it feels a little dangerous for Nemiga currently. Oh, a dink though on to Nerds. Maybe makes life a little bit awkward. Another follow-up there to finish him off. 3 versus 3. And the A-bomb side is the target now.
That flank starting to come through. That was Robo dueling with the bomb in hand, spotted on the radar, checking the smoke. Hunter will be traded. Opportunity to plant this bomb then. They'll quickly commit before the smoke goes. As will Heavy God, stopping that plant from happening. So much spam in the inbox. And it will be Mattis to trade for a critical pistol round win for G2.
Ooh, that was a close one. It actually felt like the plant could have finished. It looked very, very close. But that's a huge one for G2 because it's been a struggle for them to win these pistols against Nemiga. Okay, 6-7 then, G2. I'm just so curious what's going to happen. I just really don't know what to expect. Nemiga have shown so much individual brilliance so far this game. The challenge for middle, Sowalio will get toasted. And mid is lost. G2 are the best ancient pistol team this year. 73% pistol win rate. Wow. You don't sound impressed, James. You sound...
It's not bad. No, it's not bad.
Just no reaction from
it's
you.
Not, I was just absorbing the numbers. I was like 100 minus 73. What's left?
Absorb them more
I was counting.
loudly.
I had my abacus out. I was sliding the hoops around.
Isn't it just beads on an abacus?
I mean, they're hoop shaped, right?
What? No. TV abacus. So eco round's gonna get dealt with. Yeah, you should probably return that, James.
I didn't take a receipt. Well, there wasn't a big investment from Nemiga, so they will have something to offer, something more substantial to offer G2 in the next round. I really do love this map between these two teams right now, because again, like if you're joining us late, like it's just not, you don't know what's possible. You don't know what the peak is for Nemiga. Obviously G2, you know, are normally playing top flight Counter-Strike. Nemiga grinding through the ranks, which can have its own benefits, but they're a very well put together team, and they have shown that so far, at least in the first map and the first half of this one. They were overpowered by G2 in the second, and they look to do the same now as we get into the business end of this map. 7-7. Heavy God looking for a second. Cypher will be traded by Hunter, who doesn't see the bomb behind that smoke. And they continue to creep through Nemiga, but they're running out of people to do that with now. 2 remain, and they've only dropped Heavy God on that G2 side. They're looking good to close things out here. Matt is spotted, but I don't know if he is aware that he has been, although it is a trap. Second part of it not needed. Mattis will do all that's required.
Yeah, with the Famines too, making it look really good. Very nice round from G2, being very active, and I think that's something that's really difficult to kind of deal with. So credit to them. If they can keep that up, Nemiga's not going to really find room to breathe too much. You see the setup here. Good trading. They're ready to go there. And then you see a similar story on the other side there by Cave as well. So back onto the pistols here for Nemiga as they lose the lead. Access denied into mid.
These are nice, fast rounds to pick up, in theory, for G2. Again, if we remember the second half of Mirage, there was it felt like a long period of non-buys, crap buys, difficult rounds for Nemiga, which really allowed G2 to grow and close in on securing the whole map. A bomb plant denial would be huge here for G2. I don't think they'll have position for that, though, as they support each other in mid. Not quite the angle they were looking for. Sowalio forced them to spend in the next round. We'll see what Khan can do. Not much on this occasion, but they do get that bonus money, and it's definitely much needed at this point.
Yeah, it definitely helps to get the extra cash. But it's going to be a 9-7 lead now for G2, and they look really comfortable. Again, they've been having a lot of success by having a better trades on damage on mid, as well as just being disruptive towards the positions outside of B. So for Nemiga, that's the first question. Can you traverse that? Maybe we'll see more of a delayed mid take, let the smokes and the util kind of go down, re-hit that with some pop flashes, with a smoke into red, that kind of typical stuff that you see, in addition to trying to outplay any forward cave setups. I think, these are the things that they got to think about first. So initial util. Oh, it's trying to force it through there, and that's not going to work out for Chiron.
Unable to find answers to the aggression from G2 at the beginning. And then there were 3. This one could slip away from Nemiga after all the work they did on the CT side. This could slip away very quickly indeed.
Oh, it's a desperate scenario. If you need individual, or if they were around for the individual brilliance that we have seen, this one. Will they give anything to Khan? It's going to be one look and that's it. It's not going to happen for Khan on that angle again. And you can see that the positions, more forward ones at least, have been voided by G2. It's by design. They want to sucker Nemiga into the bomb site and then just collapse on top of them.
They've got to find frags here before they go for a bomb plant, surely. But you can see that G2 are not looking to give it to them at all. It's making things very difficult. And there we go. That's exactly what they were looking for. Mattis trying to find an answer. Sowalio finding a second. And just like that, a 3 versus 5 is a 3 versus 2. Wrinkle creeping, already scoped in with the AWP. And Nertz as well. Khan stuck in the corner. Wrinkle, too many angles to find. How have they found a way back into this one? Nertz in a 1 versus 3 main 2. He's got Khan stuck in the corner. Can he do it? Going for the transfer. He's got a Tech 9 as well. But again, Khan up close. Always delivers on those shots. Huge round for them.
Unbelievable. It barely makes sense, James. You know, like G2 are 5 versus 3. They win the mid exchange, which I was talking about. I'm like, that's where they're getting the value. It just happens again, predictably. And then G2 are like, okay, we're just going to give up some of the forward positions now because we have a 5v3. We're fine. And then, of course, Nemiga managed to somehow convert 3 kills there into the site. I don't understand how they managed to do it. But the problem is that, again, they're having to rely on pulling out these crazy scenarios as opposed to finding or engineering their own advantages early into the round.
Big clutches.
Yeah.
Big clutches. I've lost count of the rounds where we've seen those big clutches, be it a moment where we've seen a 2K, a 3K from an individual, just big booty clutches, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd love to see Nemiga, you know, go the round, maybe first 30 seconds of the round, maybe getting some map control and not losing a player, perhaps even getting a pick. But the mid util has been a losing exchange for them largely. Okay, they've dodged some of the utility this time. And you kind of have to respect these smokes and just have the util and team play to clear these positions.
Different approach from G2 this time. Nemiga not willing to sacrifice a man in mid. But G2 went A to Donuts. Rather than mid to Donuts. Looking to play out a longer round. And now comes the denial of information. Looks like we may get a cheeky boost, however. But you've got to be careful. If you're falling off this position, we saw it in a match yesterday. A spray through the smoke. That smoke won't be there forever.
Ooh, Nemiga
way better than we saw. Okay, there's some lessons for yesterday's matchups. How to do it properly.
They're faking B right now. They're trying to send some utils, try to create an argument. Hey, you guys need to get the attention onto the B site, but the bomb's walking into A right now.
Yeah, there's still a big focus on B for the CTs. They dropped Robo, and A has been compromised. Bomb getting planted. Wrinkle's got angles, but not the one he needs. And there's util here as well. Well, now the util's with Cypher, who is flanking the squad. So we'll see if Wrinkle is rewarded while his teammates run distraction. Khan's got a great angle into CT, but is he covered for Temple?
Gonna find delay here. 1 kill, that's something from Chiron, but they need to find delay. Oh, Cypher's gonna go down in the back end now. They've got nowhere to defend from. It's just one angle, one position. Sowalio with the spray down only gets the one, and the defuse comes in here, and there should be enough time for this one. There we go. Round is secured by G2. It was a much better construction from Nemiga, but the quality of G2 still shines through.
That Nertz punish on the flank was humongous for the squad. G2 turned to show their depth there with the spatial awareness. A big swing as well. Someone taking a bullet for the president, but it was worth it. They created the space they needed to secure the rest of the round, and it's G2 first to double figures, and they know they're in for a fight. You can see how much that means to them, their release when they secure that round. Making things hard again for Nemiga now. Another early 5-on-4, made 3 by Hunter. He is the man when it comes to multi-frags. Such a sick highlight for him, that 3K on the B bomb site earlier on. The transfer was beautiful, and he's still doing great work for the squad.
Yeah, it just feels like Nemiga just don't have a solution for mid at all. They just keep kind of running into the blender, as opposed to maybe like waiting and then just doing a retake utility set.
Yeah, Chiron especially keeps getting jettisoned into the sun here. 7 for 14.
Yeah.
Shining bright on some prior maps, but now things are looking a little tougher. And somebody will have to step up if it continues that way. I mean, we've seen great highlights from Khan, but we'll soon be 3 rounds behind G2. And Hunter is just having a field day, looking for number 5. Denies. But he did his job, and then some. Great stuff. Hunter's doing good work for G2 right now.
Yeah, 11 to 8. Again, hit here again, just great HE to get the punish on there. But you don't need to be in the smoke necessarily that early as well. So it's again one of those things where if Nemiga look back at this game, they're going to see that they lost so much value on the T half by how they reacted to the mid util from G2. But still a close game. All right, Molly to deny that right side position. Nerds on the fade away, headshot with the AK-47, and they retake that mid position. Oh my god, what on earth was that? First kill from Sypho. Very nice headshot. And finally, we get an early advantage here for Nemiga. How do they use it though?
Yeah, Hunter's still alive, which is a problem, and he's holding an AK, which is a bigger problem. They've got time to work with. They can spread the CTs thin. Heavy God's kind of committed alone at present. You know, we saw in Anubis, you've got 3 CTs. They might combine on one bomb site. If it's the wrong one, they save and so on. But as Hunter's got quite a forward position, Heavy God's got a forward position. Hunter will gamble in that direction and join his teammate. Chiron maybe holding down 2 jobs here now. For the timing, he spotted one, but it's going to be a great bait for Heavy God. And now the numbers are somewhat even, racing into the B bomb site as Hunter looks for another multi, but he'll be traded by Khan.
Yeah, Heavy God seems like a big problem here. He's got a good timing swinging around the B ramp position. Will they be ready for this one? Heavy God quicker to the trigger though against Khan. And now Sypho has it all to do here. This is such an important moment here for him. He's had some good clutches so far. Wrinkle and Heavy God starting to set up the util, applying the pressure onto the site. Playing this one patiently. They don't know where Sypho is. That's his only advantage he can play with. And now he's revealed his position. Forced to buy the tap on the bomb, and it's another round for G2.
A great bait, mate. Very big round there for G2, especially with the early losses. It's their turn to claw things back, as we saw Nemiga do time and again. But that's some great grit from G2 to force their way back into that one. Positional bait for Heavy God was fantastic. He continued to cause problems for them. Smoke working perfectly. Now G2 are very close to that line.
In the kitchen. I swear Khan's hair is getting progressively crazier as the series goes on.
As the game slips away.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, in Doom when you're like losing health and there's like thresholds and the portrait changes. Like your nose gets like bloodier the more damage you've taken. And
4 rounds then. Yeah. 4 rounds for Nemiga. They need all the rounds now. This is a great time for Chiron to get active.
Yeah. It's been the hardest game for him for sure. I think G2 just really showing the experience on this one. There's no question about that.
Really good challenge for them in this series. And for Nemiga as well. Certainly lessons in that second map if it is to be the end of the road here. But still 10 men on the server. Heavy God wants to reduce those numbers somewhat. Found a great angle onto Robo, and he squeezes a second out of it, and Hunter will do even better. That is such a dangerous combo.
2 versus 4. Again, just consistently playing from behind Nemiga on Ancient. It's going to get caught off guard by that very deep position towards red from Chiron. And can he find anything else here? He spotted the donut player, Wrinkle. He's going to take a lick of damage there. And in comes another challenge from red. That's Mattis. He's going to take down Chiron and now leaves Cypher alone again. 1 versus 3. Does have some space to work with, but I mean, this is going to be just a gargantuan effort that is required to surmount this obstacle.
27 seconds. He's really just gambling on a duel before he gets that bomb plant, but that is not going to be offered to him. No one coming in on the flank. Faking the plant, and it just gets worse. It gets more tense. They're creeping through, and Mattis will finish off the job. G2 survive a strong test from Nemiga to take it in 3.
Yeah, I mean, Nemiga, great showing from them. You know, huge underdog in this series, but you could see that there's so much brilliance on the roster, and I think that's something that's going to be enjoyable to listen to as we throw it back to the desk.